In this video, we're going to show how to use the Proposal Pack Wizard's AI Writer to write your content. So the AI Writer is a new feature within the wizard, so the rest of the wizard works the same as it always has. Now we've set up a project here. We've got an HVAC design theme, and we're just going to go into Document Projects, and we've kind of pre-set up a project already. Otherwise, you would just go add a new project. And we've gone into the pick documents already, and for this one, we actually loaded and imported the HVAC proposal layout. So you can see your HVAC proposal template. We just imported that, selected, imported the topics, and that gave us our layout. And this is where you can import hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of layouts already pre-created for any type of proposal. All right, so once you've got your proposal chapters laid out, you've either imported a layout, you've imported a sample, you've gone in and maybe made modifications using the Add Templates, Search by Name, and Remove Templates tabs, reordered your chapters as needed. So remember, the Pick Documents screen is how you set up all the chapters, all the pages that are going to go into your document. Once that's done, before you use the AI Writer, you should set up the rest of the project, because the AI Writer will actually make use of the chapter selected, the company data, the client data, and the line item quote. So we've already set up our company data for our HVAC company. We've set up the client data, and this is for a hot yoga studio. And the reason why we're showing this HVAC for a hot yoga studio is to show how the AI Writer can actually produce some specialized content, because an HVAC system for a hot yoga studio is going to be different than, say, other type of HVAC systems, because there are going to be specialty situations that that type of business may need in a heating system. All right, so we've also set up a line item quote. This one's pretty simple. We've set up an HVAC unit, an installation kit, a couple thermostats. So we're showing basically a quote that's going to have products and services. So you've set up your line item quote. And also remember, the line item quoting system can also be used for schedules, maintenance schedules, installation schedules, and so on. So once you've set all of that data up, now you're ready to use the AI Writer. So you click the AI Writer button. Now this is the new screen in the wizard for the AI Writer. And there's a number of tabs across the top. So just starting from the left, pages to right. So every page in your proposal, your business plan, document that is eligible for the AI Writer to write will be shown here. Now some pages are not designed to be written by the AI Writer, so those won't be shown here, like the financial pages, the schedule pages, things that are created by the line item quoting system aren't written by the AI Writer. And high-level pages like your table of contents, your front and back cover pages won't be written by the AI Writer either. So you won't see those pages here. These will be all your narrative pages. All right, so by default, they're all selected. You could individually just have the AI Writer create specific pages, but we'll just start with all of them selected. Now the How to Write, this tab is fine-tuning settings. So these drop downs will let you pick your audience. In this case, a small business client is the audience. Say if you're doing a grant or something, you might pick a NGO or foundation or something as your audience, or if you're responding to a government grant, you might be picking these. These drop-downs help the AI writer kind of fine-tune the language. So some of these might be subtle in what you see, but for the most part, the defaults that most people use are pre-selected. Now, if you're writing other types of documents in a proposal, that's when you might start changing some of these a little bit more. Like instead of a business formal for a proposal, maybe you're writing something else where you want a different type of tone. And same with the style. You know, maybe if you're writing a technical manual, you might use a different language or different style than a persuasive business tone. Now the creativity level, if you're familiar with AI models, this might be the temperature setting for OpenAI, for example. So we have it set at engaging and natural. For most business writing, you're going to pick the lower creativity levels. Comprehension level, most business writing is actually written in the 9th to 12th grade reading comprehension level, so you can change this. Now, document type, we have this set for business proposal for products and services. So if you're writing a business plan, a grant funding proposal, meeting minutes, resume, business plan, you might just tailor this a bit more. And for industry, in this case, we're doing an HVAC, so we're going to pick the construction industry. And for narrative, you can favor the AI writer creating shorter text or longer text, or focusing more on bullet points. So for short text, you might get 3/4 of a page, around a page or so of text per page. Longer text, you could get 2, 3, sometimes even 4 pages of text for each chapter. So we'll favor short text for this example. Now the model selection. In this video, we're showing 2 narrative, 2 reasoning. Over time, these model options will change as we roll out new models. But for now, you have a couple different options for the narrative, and you have a couple of options for a reasoning model. Now, most of your business writing is done with the narrative models. The reasoning models are going to be better if you need some deeper reasoning, deeper thoughts, and maybe some data analysis done for a specific page. And as you select different models, it'll tell you the actual underlying model and some use cases for each. Now, instructions. This is really the heart of the AI writer, where you're going to get the best results. If you don't give the AI writer much or any instructions, any customization, you're going to get some pretty high-level responses out of the AI writer. It'll still write the content, but it's not necessarily going to be really tailored to you specifically. So this is why we want to give the AI writer good instructions. And we've simplified this so you don't really have to know anything about prompting, any of that kind of stuff. You just drop in some content. The AI writer is designed for you to give specific types of information. You give it information about your company, about the client, or who you're giving the proposal or document to. That might be a bank, a lender, and so on. And the project data, that's going to be things more specific to the project or what you're pitching, or maybe it's the need of the client. So whatever the meat of the proposal is about is the project data. Quote data, this is actually pulled in from the Light Item quoting system. Writing instructions, so if you're following an RFP that has some specific instructions that need to be followed, you can drop those into the writing instructions. Then you have page level instructions. The page level instructions are only available in the Proposal Kit Professional. So a couple of use cases for the page specific instructions is if you're having to do a lot of instructions and you're going over the size limits for these higher level instructions, you might need to pull information out, put it into the page level instructions. Or if you just need to give really specific instructions on a given page, put it in the page level instructions. Now, the only 2 that are absolutely required for you to fill in are company data and project data. All the rest are actually optional. So we're going to illustrate this example filling in 4 of the instructions files. So we've already kind of pre-written some instructions. We're just going to drop those in. Okay, so we're going to start with the company data. We'll just create an instruction file for that. And it's created a file. So now we can open that. And you can see it's pulled in the information from the company data screen. That's another reason to fill that in before you use AI Writer. And it kind of tells you what to do with the instructions. So I've already kind of pre-written out some instructions here. All right, so now we've filled in the company data with some information about this HVAC company. Their products, their service, some of their key differentiators, their contact information, and so on. Now we're going to create a client data instructions. So you can see here it pulled in the client contact information from the client data screen. And again, we've already pre-written some information about this client company. So we're just going to drop that in here. So I've just copied and pasted that in. So basically, this is how you get your information about the company, the client, project, and everything into the AI Writer. You're just copy and pasting whatever you've got into these documents. You don't have to be a great writer. You can copy and paste things from your website, collateral material. You can jot in your notes about what needs to be done. You just got to get the information in there. The AI systems can understand your writing. The better you can write it, the more organized with headers and stuff, the better your results can be. So, you don't want to just drop in slop. But we'll just continue here. So now the project data, we'll create a little instruction file for that. And we've also, again, we've pre-created some instructions for the project. All right, so because we're illustrating an HVAC company doing a heating system for a hot yoga studio, this instruction file kind of goes into some more specifics about what that kind of project needs. So that is what these instructions are. And for the quote data, now once we click the create instructions for the quote, now it's pulling in our line item quote. So now we can open that and you can see it's pulled in our quote. Let's just save that. So now we've got all the instructions in there. We're not going to we're not doing an RFP, so we're not going to put in extra instructions. And I don't think we need to do specific page level instructions. It can kind of figure out most of this from these files. So that is all we need to do to set up the AI Writer. We've selected the pages it's going to write for us. We've selected our fine tuning. We've dropped in our content. And now all we have to do is hit this create AI content. Now if you need to know how many credits it's going to take to run this batch, you can click this credits needed. It'll double check all the pages you've selected, the model you've selected. It'll check your credits in your account. It'll tell you, okay, you need this many credits, you have this many, you've got enough, okay, we're good to go. If you don't have enough, you could always come over to this add AI credits login screen, go click off here to go to the website, add some credits to your account, then you're ready to go. All right. So now we are ready. We'll just click the Create AI Content button. It'll tell us how many pages it's going to write. It's reminding us we haven't filled in the writing instructions. That's okay. Now we just sit back and wait for it to write all the content. Okay, now the content's been written. And you can see now we have the AI results page. Now we can just go through and start looking at the results. All right, so here's the cover letter. Our introduction. Executive summary. It's written out a maintenance plan. Installation details. Since it's a yoga studio, they threw in the eco-friendly to highlight that. And so on. All right, so you can see all the content has been written. This is completely written by the AI and then reformatted by the wizard. Now you can do multiple edits. You can create multiple copies. If you want to change the instructions, rewrite a specific file, you can just say, okay, let's rewrite the cover letter. And we'll go and maybe add some page level instructions for the cover letter to tweak it, or, and so on. So we can write as many copies as we want. Each time you rewrite a new copy, you can choose between the original and the new one. So let's say we just want to go and rewrite the installation details. And we'll just do something simple here. Let's say installation details. Yeah, let's change this to a reasoning model, long text, just make a couple minor tweaks to the instructions. And we'll turn on the option to give us some suggestions maybe. It'll come up with additional topics. And let's just generate that one page and see what the difference is. Okay, so the AI writer is finished, and it's also analyzed everything and given us some suggestions for potential extra pages. Well, let's look at the installation details. All right, so now you can see we have two copies. Here's the first one we wrote. Now that that's been archived, and this new one we wrote is the primary. I'm just going to open up both side by side. And then it's just up to you to read through and decide which one you like better. So we'll just stick with the newly written one. Now, if a page is written in a way that you think you might want to use it in the future for all your proposals, all your projects, you can click this Make a Reusable Template, and that will make a copy into your My Templates folder, and then all your future documents will use that newly written one. And that means you wouldn't have to use the AI writer to rewrite that page for every project. And over in suggestions, I did come up with a long list of suggestions here for optional pages we might want to add. So you can kind of look through these and say, oh, let's add the next steps. That might be a good one to add. So let's just add this one, next steps. And we'll just discard all the other suggestions. Now we go over here and, oh, next steps is ready to create. Let's just drop this back down to a narrative model. And let's generate this new next steps page. All right, so this content's been generated. And as your list of pages grows, every time you generate content, the last run will show new. so you know exactly which page you wrote. So we'll just open that. And you can see it gave us some steps for the client to be aware of. First we're going to confirm the project, schedule a kickoff meeting, so on, permitting, and so on. So that's a good page to add for a HVAC installation. All right, so we've written all the content, we've added a suggestion, we've rewritten a page. That's pretty much how you use AI Writer. So once we're all done, we'll close this, and our whole project is ready to actually build the final Word document into our final editing. And this is where the wizard just takes over doing its normal thing it's always done, assembling the full document. So we'll just kick that off and wait for it to generate. All right, now we've generated the entire document. And we can see we got our cover letter imported, title page, etc. Table of contents. Now this introduction, that was written completely by the AI, nothing edited yet. Same with the executive summary. So now we are ready to actually just go in and finish our final proofreading, editing, and get it ready for final submission. Our next steps, efficiency page, eco-friendly. All these pages were completely written by the AI writer. Services provided, the products page, installation details, maintenance plan, our cost summary. This is generated by the line item quote system. Our company history, experience, testimonials page. And that is a fully rendered HVAC proposal for a hot yoga studio, written almost completely by the AI writer, with us just dropping in some info about the company, client, and the project, and filling in line item quote. So that is how fast and easy you can assemble a complex proposal ready to just edit and get it ready to send. So this will work the same way for any type of business, any kind of business document. It's just a matter of selecting your templates, your fine-tuning, dropping in some project information, clicking the button to generate the content, assembling it, and then you're ready to edit. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and click subscribe to keep up on the latest proposal writing tips with Proposal Kit.